dear audience. I hope you would be fine. In this short video, we would be discussing about the themes in the Waiting for Godot. Waiting for Godot is a very significant play. It has casted a lot of multivocal themes. It's not bearing any singular or particular theme as into the conventional dramas. For example, most of the Shakespeare plays focus on one theme. For example, particularly on the theme of love, on the theme of revenge, on the theme of sanity, like that. Shakespeare focus only one theme in his almost focus. It's not my claim that he focus on only one themes, but majorly he focus on one theme of the universal themes and focus in his plays. But Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot, it has taken the conventional modes of dramatic representation, and it is a breakthrough of the modernity as well. It is a representative poem play of the modern times as well, and similarly at that it also is influenced by the movement of that theater of the absurd and the humor. It is more influenced by the tragedy and the comedy as well. It is a mixture of the tragedy and the comedy. We discuss what are the major themes, particularly in this play. Uh, the very first theme, which every readers agree with, that is of the humor and absurdity. Waiting for Godot is the prime example of what has been known as the theater of absurd. The play is filled with the nonsensical lines, wordplay, puns, meaningless dialogues, and the writers are abruptly shifting their emotions and forget everything, ranging from their own identities what had happened to yesterday. For example, if we open the play from the very starts, that they say, "Have you come again?" Okay, he said. Vladimir said, "Yes." Estrogen cast a sarcastic dialogue that I have heard. I have thought that you have gone forever. So he says also that I also have thought the same one that you have gone forever. So they don't know where they are and what they are doing. Uh, at the same time, this seems more like the Einstein. They are casting the philosophies of the world as have never been casted by Aristotle and the Socrates, but at the same time, they do not what they are and why they are sitting over there. Everyone. Most of my the students and the readers who have been engaged in this play, they consider that it's not a tragic play. It's more the farcical. It's more the comic one, and their philosophy does not suit their appearance. For example, Lucky, he speaks so much at the same time nonsensical, and he might so speak so philosophical in his speech that even the great philosophers cannot, means even if that speech is of the very 5 minutes, if we make a recording, or even if we, as that speech is without a single full stop, that is in the one continuity, so it usually takes 5 minutes to speak the whole speech. But in that 5 minute speech, what has not been touched, that's the very interesting. So at the same time, they are too much wise, and at the same time, they are too much nonsensical. So it switches between the two genres. All of the contributes to the absurd humor throughout the play. All the characters, Lucky, Pozo, the boy, Vladimir, Astrogen, they all contribute this movement of the absurdity throughout the play, and this humor uncomfortably mixed with together tragic and the serious context. So uh, it is more a representative play of the theater of absurd when the things are not clear. The second thing which we take in the Waiting for Godot, that is of the waiting, boredom, and nihilism. Nihilism means nothingness. Boredom means we are bored with the repetition of the same things, and then waiting. Uh, One of my friends, Said Nasir, has completed his PhD, even postdoc PhD, on the Waiting for Godot. He basically contextualized, if he has contextualized, even he has contextualized this Waiting for Godot for the rights of the woman as well. Means he has drawn a significant parallelism between the waiting for Godot and the movement political changes in Pakistan, and similarly the rights for the women, as the women have been struggling a lot for their rights, but still they are waiting for their rights. So it's more or less, challenge uh, and uh, is a parallel for the every ideal society, every idealism, every ideal aspect of life, that people are going to wait. For example, if we take talk about the political scenario or the political perfectionists, they always demand perfection. They always demand some sort of purity, idealism in the political system. Same is with the cultural patterns, but it never comes. So, as Beckett's title indicates, means waiting for Godot, the play is focused on the one theme, that is of the wait, and then all the characters, they are bored from their life, and even they are bored their activity, what they are doing. For example, Lucky holds his uh, uh, luggage of his masters, though he's bored, but he never descend that burden. He keeps on doing. Even consistency is the best example of the boredom. Means there is nothing new in their life. And the third theme, which might be very interesting, that is of the nihilism. Nothing happens from the play, from the opening of the play to the end of the play. Nothing happens. Even Godot, he was supposed to come, but he never comes, and they try to commit the suicide, but they do not. They try to leave that place where they have been sitting, but they are unable to leave that place. They try to kill the boy who brings the news of the waiting for Godot, but they cannot. So uh, uh, minor changes happens. For example, there was not nothing. There was not even a single leaf on that tree. But by the end of that, there was a tree. There was one leaf on that tree, and in the first act, the Lucky was the colonized, and the servant, and Pozo was the master. While this role shift in the second play, but as a whole, on the large level, nothing happens. They are more or less the flat characters. They are not the round characters, and even the plot is very flat. So we see that there is the theme of the Buddhism as well, and Vladimir and the Sturgeon spend the entire play in the waiting for Godot, who never comes. Is it not farcical? Is it not interesting that nothing happens? The Sturgeon repeatedly wants to leave, but Vladimir insists that they should stay. And in the case of and he considered that even if Godot come after us, then what would be happening? But the both Vladimir and estrogen, they are bored to that death, means very bored, but they do not leave that stage. And the other theme, which is that of the modernism and the postmodernism, means this play is more modernist and postmodern in its understandings. Vladimir and Estrogen, they are to some extent are the conformist. They need the guarantees in their life. They still, their wait for Godot is a guarantee for their existence. But uh, Godot casts a shadow of uncertainty that it's not necessarily. Is it not? You may ask me a question that how they are the conformist in their understanding. Means Vladimir and Estrogen, when the things are not in their control and nothing happens to their life, how they can be the conformist? Even they are waiting for Godot and sitting on that tree in the hope of the Godot is the best example of their conventionalist understanding, that they need the surety, they believe on the guarantee of the things, but they are unable to cope and realize that postmodernist understanding that things are uncertain, time is uncertain, nothing in life is certain to them, and nothing is going to happen according to one's own will. And similarly, if we take it example that nothing happens according to their will. So uh, they might not be considered as a free work. For example, if uh, I'm free in this world, but I'm not free from that cultural, ideological, educational, epistemological understandings of the world. I'm operating within those larger frames. Everyone frames like that. Everyone acts like that. So we seems to be free, but actually we are not free. So this play casts the symbol of theme of modernism and the postmodernity as well. And Beckett's play share with the modernist works the fascination with the pushing of the boundaries of the literary genre, representation, etiquettes, and all these through the languages that they keeps on the changing. They are more shifted plays, shifted theme, shifted language, shifted ideology of the life, shifted philosophy of the life from conventional mode of understanding of life to the modern and the postmodern world. And the other play that is of the time, closely related to the modernist and the postmodern aspect of the plays that concerned of the time. An issue of the fascination of the modernist and the postmodernist is alike, means what is the understanding of their mind of time. Perhaps the most important thing about the time is in the plays that it is uncertain. For example, when Godot would come, there is no confirmed time, a certain time there when the Godot would come. And where Lucky and Pozo were going, it was unknown. What is the century of the time when they are sitting? This is uncertain. Even if we take evening as a metaphor of uncertainty, means that time is of the evening. So of the daytime, it's not the confirmed time. Evening is more absurd, more ambiguous, more uncertain. So Beckett has choose the time of uncertainty in his play. That's also the theme of more modern and the postmodernity. And then the humanity, companionship, sufferings, and the dignities, all these are the themes which have been focused in the play. Humanity means that one human should be more concerned with, and he should be celebrative, he should be more caring to the sufferings of his other humans. So humanity is more focused as compared to some supernatural uh, uh, god. God should be happy in his heaven, God should be happy in his on this world. But man, even God is operative to the man. It has never been visible to the world that God comes and drag the man's from the collar. So man is the angel to man. Man is Satan to man. So all the operations of the good and bad that takes place through the man. So men should focus on the men rather than to the some external supernatural forces. So this has been the Beckett has taught the concept of human understanding, companionship. For example, in the very opening play in the Act One, Vladimir says that, oh, we as we are again over here, we should have to focus, we should have to celebrate over this painful company. That thank God that we are once again all together. So sufferings means from the opening to the last of the play, every character suffers never means they are tortured. What they are thinking, they are suffering in their thinking. Estrogen, Vladimir, Lucky, even the boy who is very dominant with the idea of that, he was questioned by Vladimir and Estrogen that who you are. Some of the things he know, he says that my brother used to rear the that uh, flock and the goats of the Godot, but now where he is, I don't know. What he does, I don't know. So he has his own absurd understandings, but he's oppressed with that idea of the thinking as well. So every character in this play suffers the suffering of the thinking. uh, Even what the situation they have been passing out, they have been shown without food. Sorry, Vladimir and Estrogen are bound to eat the bones. Is it not the suffering? Even where they are sitting, is it not a is a time to suffer? The age in which the countryside which they are sitting. So all that's even physically they are suffering. Even by mental they are thinking. Mental thinking they are also suffering, and they are all the characters in that play. They have the face, the indignity in their life, and similarly they often cast that Vladimir and Estrogen are starved for food and the physical pain as well, and they are both to death. So both they used to say that they have beaten, they have done harms. Who are these are the absurd threats to humanity. For example, I have talked in one of my other video that even in spite of this global war, even in this postmodern world, in this world of knowledge and the technology, we scared of our existence. We are scared of our meaning. We are scared of our uh, even whereabouts. We are scared of our life. We are more scared than to be a more peaceful. So our existence is in the shadows of the scarcities and the fears. So all these have been the major themes of the play. There might be a lot of other themes as well. For example, feminist understanding means there is not a female character in that play. This might be a larger debate for the feminist scholars, but major dominant themes which usually are asked to be in the play are the following ones. With this, goodbye. If you have any question, you can ask me. I would be there to answer the question. Thank you very much.